Good morning, one and all. Happy Saturday. It is July 25th, coming to you live from BreakOut Studios. We've got a little blooper going on behind the scene, Mr. Todd Wilson. So my name is Rachel. We're going to be doing some booty belly, which is all about the hips, thighs, glutes, and the core, being everything from shoulder to just above the knee. So we're going to do some challenges today. We've got some equipment that I'm going to request this class. You're going to want a pillow if you're going to want to add a little bit of, how do we say, support to some of our leg work and some of our core work. So just any home pillow is fine. Otherwise, if you have a small Pilates ball at home, feel free to grab that. And then a set of weights if you want to add any weights to our leg work today. We're going to be doing some squats to a leg extension and reverse lunge to a leg extension. And so all of those things can be weighted if you choose to do. We're going to do like I like to do, but we're adding a little bit of time. We've been kind of coming together for about 3 or 4 weeks now. So we're going to go to 50, 40, 30s. So meant to kind of challenge your core again and challenge your base. So if you find yourself fatiguing a little early on in the set, maybe slow your roll down. Make the movements a little bit more mindful, more concise, which is what they should be anyways, but really slow any kind of momentum down, pace yourself, and honor yourself. And of course, I always say, have water, mat, and a towel nearby. We're going to be going, this morning our warm-up's going to look a little different. We're going to be doing traditional squats. And in those squats, we want to make sure that the feet are about hip width apart. We're going to be dropping or hinging at the hips all the way back into a seated position. So think of yourself as if you're going to sit in a chair, yeah? So hip width apart, belly button is back towards the spine. You're dropping the spine, tailbone down if you think of it that way. Torso is going to stay nice and high. We're going to drop into those squats first. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2, we're going to go into knee lifts. If you want to add a rotation to get some of those rotational muscles warmed up, totally fine there too. Bring the elbow to the knee. Otherwise, just a straight knee up, happy woman. Round 3 of our warm-up is we're going to take rainbow kicks. This is also focusing on the lower abdominal wall, making sure we're still dropping that tailbone. You're going to bring your right leg all the way out, and you're going to bring it all the way back in. We're starting to warm up the quads, stretch out those hips, getting the internal and external rotation at the hip also. So we'll be doing some rainbow circles. We're going to go 3 rounds through of each of those exercises. Only, we'll just go 20-second rounds on these. So pace yourself if you find yourself getting fatigued, because we still have a whole class to get through. But like I said, make sure you have some water, towel. If you want to add a little bit of weight or a pillow to your work, go ahead and grab that. I'm going to set our first timer. And we're going to get rolling with those squats. So shoulders are down and back, belly button is in, dropping the tailbone. We're going to hinge back, feet are about hip width apart. We're going to drop, and as you come all the way up, press through those hips. Max contraction at the top of that glute. We're going to drop down in 3, 2, 1. Sit all the way down. Try to keep those knees about hip width apart. If you are somebody who notices that their knees float together, you can bring your stance a little bit more narrow, and you can place the pillow or that Pilates ball right between your knees. It'll help stabilize those knees and keep the knees from flopping in, yeah, while you strengthen those glutes. Inhaling and exhaling, high to low. Let's just go one more here. Inhale, exhale. We're going to swing right into that knee up. Bring that right knee up, left knee up. Again, if you want to add that rotation, add that rotation. Make sure the tailbone drops, belly button back. Hands above the head, if you will, or at shoulder height is going to increase your heart rate also. So if you want to add that bit, this is a good one. Start challenging that breath. There it is, round 2. Round 3, we're going to those rainbow kicks. Right leg is going out and in. Left leg out and in. Try to stay as stable as you can. Notice if the body wants to move. Simply lower the leg and keep it within that range of motion that allows you to stay nice and stable in that core. High, good. We're going to go last kick here. We're going right back into those squats. So widen that stance. Let's drop and press. Warming the body up. Notice how you're feeling here. Make sure the belly button is back, max contraction. Inhale, exhale. Again, checking those knees. If you don't have a mirror, just take a glance down. Usually we can feel it. Last one, there it is. Knees up. 20 seconds is on. Breathing, breathing. Todd was on his way to go work in the garden. I was thinking I should do that today. Inhaling, exhaling. We have just a couple more. Let's go one more each side. I lied, one more. Let's go, those rainbow kicks. Nice and steady. Bring the torso to center. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing, breathing. Can't believe, last Saturday of July already. Time flies when we're having fun, right? Breathing, breathing. Last one, each side. Raise and raise. Last round all the way through. Find your squat position. Let's drop and press. Inhale, exhale. Now the torso will naturally, of course, come forward as you hinge back, but try to keep those shoulders from rolling or doing too much of a tug. So find that sweet place that allows your shoulders to stay down and back. Weight is in those heels. Last one. Let's take that knee up. Rotate if you can. Whoop. I know Kyla will be in the house later doing DJ cardio. Whoop, whoop. Got some ballet classes coming to you today. All sorts of good stuff. Breathing, breathing. Last one. Let's take those rainbow kicks. Let's take it out and in. Out and in. Check the belly. Make sure you try to stay as stable as you can in this. Breathing, breathing. Couple seconds left here. Let's go one more each side. Make sure the body is nice and balanced. Good. There it is. Go ahead, hydrate, and we are going to start with a little bit of mat work, actually. So I'll describe it, I'm going to show it to you, and then we'll play. So the first exercise we're going to do is a downward dog to a knee tuck to a leg extension. We will alternate from side to side, right side, left side. So we'll literally flow from each movement from side to side in that. Our downward dog, you want to make sure the hips are pitched. So my belly button is back, keeping the hips nice and lengthened. I'm going to bring my right knee towards my elbow, and then I'm just going to contract my glute and lift my leg straight up. I'm going to place that back down. I'm going to take my left knee in, and I'm going to take that same extension. As I mentioned, we're alternating right and left. Exercise 2. We're going to be in a forearm plank position. Usually really good for people who have wrist injuries. If you're more comfortable being in an up position, you could be in a fisted position, or you could be palm, totally your choice on this one. This is just about really accentuating and isolating that glute. So in my plank position, I'm going to make a rainbow. I'm going to show you with my left leg so you see it. You're going to take that left leg, you're going to lift it, bring it all the way out, and bring it all the way in. Alternating with the right and the left. Let the booty do the work. That's exercise 2. Exercise 3, we're going to flip over. Start focusing on the lower abdominal wall. Torso's going to stay nice and high. Your legs are going to be in a frog position, which means my knees are open. I have an external rotation at my hip. I'm going to bring my feet up. I'm going to bring my knees together. I'm going to bring them open again and lengthen the legs. I'm going to frog up, bring the knees together, open, and lengthen. So we're going to repeat that. We're going to go just 30 seconds. So we're going 50, 40, 30s. We're going to set the time. I'm going to set the timer, I should say. Starting with that downward dog. And we say position, alignment, and movement are everything. So if that downward dog to knee tuck feels the best and you want to pass on that leg extension, totally your workout. Otherwise, we're going to take the full movement together in 5, 4, 3, 2, downward dog, knee tuck to leg extension with that right leg, place it. Left knee comes in, extend, place. Alternating. Make sure the belly button comes back. Max contraction. Let the glute do that lift. Clock is on. In that core, nice and heated. That's round one, 50 seconds. Flies by, right? Next round is going to be our 40-second set. Forearm if you choose, or play it high, taking that left leg all the way out, over, think rainbow, a nice arch, as high as you can, letting the glute do the work. We're in it to win it. All the way up and out, and back in. Alternate. Try to keep the hips low. Remember, we just came from a downward dog. So we want to make sure we're still in that plank position. Head in line with those shoulders. Try to get the weight of the arm or the weight of the torso in the forearm that's on the floor. Protecting the elbows, shoulders. Check the belly button before you lift that leg. Last time, last side. There it is. We're heading into our 30-second set. So in this, protect the small of the back at all costs. Make sure the torso is nice and high. The knees are going to start open in a frog position. I'll show you this way. Frog position, bring them up to tabletop. Open, drop, yeah? You can actually, if you have lower back issues, you can place the hands behind you. If you want to add that layer of challenge, we're going to keep the torso up. Hands behind the head, supporting. I'm setting the clock for 30 seconds. We're going to bring those feet up in 3, 2, 1. Feet up. Knees together. Open, lengthen. Open, table. Open, drop. Inhaling and exhaling. Pressing that belly button back towards the spine. Hope you have good music on for this morning. Last one. There it is. All right. Hydrate if you need. Let's take a 30-second set. A little bit of pause for you. And then we're going to go right back into that downward dog. Into that knee tuck and extension. I'm going to set the timer. We're going to kick it up. 50 seconds. Actually, we have a couple seconds left. Sorry. Don't want to rush your pause. Let's go ahead and take that full 30 seconds, just kind of a mental reset, yeah? You have 10 seconds, just under 10. So see what you can adjust this round. We are going to kick it up to 50 seconds, starting with that downward dog, knee tuck in 3, 2, sorry, my timer. 3, 2, 1, let's hit it. Downward dog, knee tuck. Leg extension, place. Knee tuck, leg. Make sure you hit that pike with those hips each time. That invites that lower abdominal wall to tuck, tuck, tuck. Lengthening. Keeping those legs and the spine fully lengthened here. Is on. Breathing, breathing. There it is. Perfect round. We're coming down to those forearm planks, rainbow legs. 40 seconds on the clock. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Rainbow, up and out. Check the belly button, make sure it's back towards the spine. The glute is doing the lift. Maybe you're getting your sweat on by now. You've got 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Press back, stretch. We're rolling over. We're gonna go into that 30-second set. Frog knees, tabletop, length or open and lengthen. Just a 30-second round. Shoulders are down and back. Torso is high. Let's bring it. Up, close, open, lengthen, up. And both legs moving is too uncomfortable for you. Know that you can just at least practice with single leg at this point, right? So always say at least try. Find your wobble place or the place where you disconnect or feel like you're disconnecting and hang there. Build the strength there. Last one, up, in, open, drop. Cool, cool. All right, so let us move on to, actually let's do one more round. I think we have plenty of time for this. I tend to overschedule or create, if you will. So we're gonna go ahead. I think today I played it safe. We're gonna do that downward dog to knee tuck, alternating. We're gonna go 50 seconds. Catch your breath, hydrate if you need. We're gonna press up to downward dog in 3, 2, hips high, tuck, reach. So when both of my feet are down, it should feel like a pike, right? So those hips are nice and high, my back feels fully lengthened. I have length in the back of my knees. And that belly button back is what assists that length. So if you find your legs bending in any position of this movement other than the actual knee tuck itself, limit that range of motion a bit and check the belly. Last one, last time, last side. Fantastic. We're going into our last round of plank with those rainbow heels, rainbow leg lifts. We are going in 3, 2, press into your ideal plank, out and in. And the movement may be really small for you. Don't worry about height. Worry about what's moving that muscle. And that needs to be your glute maximus. Inhaling, exhaling. Getting some of the heavy lifting done early in class, like we talk about. That way it's kind of like running a race and you get all your hill work done early. And then you just kind of coast home. Inhaling, exhaling. Clock is on. You're down to 3, 2, 1. There it is. Let's flip it over. Frog leg together and open. Last 30 seconds like this. Torso is high, hands behind the head, supporting that neck. Let's bring it up. Together, open, lengthen, up. I notice my elbows tend to float forward, so it's something I even need to keep a check on. Trying to keep those elbows back. Kind of safeguards us from tucking on the neck. We want to protect the neck. If that movement is too difficult for you, you can bring the hands in, once again, in front of or just behind. I just cheated. Let's go one more for good luck. Open, together, open, drop. Go ahead, shake it out. We're going to take a 50-second pause, hydrate. I'm going to go ahead and break down our next series So we are all on the same page. So round 2, we're going to do some squats to a side leg extension, focusing on the medial glute. So we're going to take a squat, just like we warmed up with. As you come up, bring your energy right over that standing leg, flex the foot, take a lateral lift. Don't, once again, focus on momentum or height, focus on what's doing the lift. So even if it's a small movement, just make sure, and if it's your body, you can touch your booty and make sure it's your glute that's doing the work. We're going to alternate 50 seconds, taking that squat to a lateral lift. When I described this originally, it's almost like I always think of turned in, more Twyla Tharp or jazz. Nothing is turned out on this at all. Feet are parallel to a dropped heel. Almost you feel pigeon-toed as you lift that leg into extension. That'll help isolate that glute. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2, we're going to step into a reverse lunge. From this reverse lunge, we're going to isolate. We're going to go 40 seconds right leg, 40 seconds left leg. We're going to stay nice and clean, reverse lunge to a leg extension lift in the back. Take that reverse lunge and contract through the glute max. So 40 seconds right, 40 seconds left. Round 3, we're going to do a low scissor to a tabletop hip lift. Starting to warm up again or focus on that lower abdominal wall. Clock just went off. So our last exercise we're going to time. So we're going to take that low scissor. You're going to bring those knees up. For some, this is going to be your stopping point. Make sure you protect the small of your back. Others, we're going to take a little hip lift. You're going to lengthen those legs. You're going to take that low scissor, belly button back, tabletop, take that little lift. Lengthen, because we're going to build on this later, okay? So really protect the small of your back. So those are our 3. We are going to go, as promised, 50, 40, 30s. We're going to alternate the first round. Second round is going to be right leg only, then left leg only. Don't worry, I'll cue you along the way. If you want to add weights to these exercises, if you want to load them at your shoulder, you're going to engage the core more. I would either stay at the shoulders. Lower is going to be a little awkward unless you're going to swing those weights right to the front, okay? But honor yourself, your level of challenge. This is your workout. It's your Saturday morning. I'm going to add some weights to mine. We're going to drop it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat into that lateral lift. Squat, lateral lift. Good. Squat and lift. Squat. Same as that first round, right? Make sure those hips stay nice and stable in that lift. Make sure the torso stays nice and tall. Tailbone is just hinging back. Belly button back towards that spine. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale. Making sure your breathing is going to help keep you moving too. I can tell when my knees start to wobble a little bit. When my knees start to wobble. Last one. There it is. Good work. Going into that reverse lunge to a leg extension. Starting with the right leg only. We're going to kick it in. Find my timer. We're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step back, reverse lunge, come up and extend. Isolated movement, yeah, nice and steady. No rushing here. Weight is in the heel of that front foot, and the glute max does the lift in the back. I exhale up, inhale to my back. Another move you don't really want to throw, right? Especially because you're dealing with glute max and the top of the glute, which can sometimes irritate if you have any kind of lower back issues. It can spur that. So be really mindful in that movement, no momentum. Don't throw those moves away. Left leg is going to start in 3, 2, let's step it back. Step back and lift. Down, up, contract. Breathing, breathing. Check your torso, shoulders are down and back. Weight is in the front heel. Last one. There it is. Good, that's round 2. Round 3, we're going into that low scissor, tabletop, lift. It's only going to be 30 seconds. So pace yourself, hydrate if you need. Focus on keeping the lower back supported. So once again, if your hands need to be out just below your glutes, off to the side, whatever is most comfortable for you. But we're going to be facing supine, facing those stars. We're going 30 seconds on the clock. In 3, 2, 1. I lied. Scissor, a couple scissors. Let's take that tabletop knee and just take a nice little hip lift. Lengthen, scissor. 3, 4, tabletop, little lift. Try to keep the momentum. 4, 3, 2, 1, tabletop to lift. Let's hit it. Try to keep the back from hyperflexing, which is where the small of the back comes too high arcing off that mat, right? Let's go, last one. Up to up, drop. Good, guess what? Round 2, squats to side, leg lift. We're gonna start nice and silly Billy, 50 seconds is going on the clock. Reminder, just hydrate yourself. This is you're in the comforts of your own home. Make sure you're staying hydrated. As humid as it is, we're still releasing a lot of liquids. Let's go ahead and let's hit it. Squat, lift, good. Press those hips back like you're gonna sit in a chair. Reach. There it is. Nice. Round 2, reverse lunge to leg extension to the back. We are going to start with that right leg. We're talking 40 seconds each side. So pace yourself, weighted or non-weighted, your choice. Let's go ahead. Let's get it. Step it back and lift. The belly button back is going to help you keep those hips nice and stable, even if you might want to wobble. Good. Torso nice and tall. There it is. Time flies when we're having fun. Let's get this last side. Since we're breaking these 2 down, we're gonna get this through this last round. Actually, last 2 exercises. We're gonna move on to our next round. 40 seconds is on the clock. Let's take it. Reverse lunge, leg extension, reverse, and lift. Good. Breathing is imperative, yeah? No momentum. Try to let the glute do that lift. Don't worry about height. Focus on the isolation of that left leg, or whatever leg is lifting. That's the glute that's doing the work. Up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. There it is. Nice. Let's get that last round of scissor, tabletop, hip lift. 30 seconds. It will fly by, I promise. 30 seconds. On the clock, go ahead and lie back or find your position. In it to win it, 3, 2, 1. Low scissor, tabletop. Tuck the lower belly and lift. Lengthen, scissor. I always think about hovercraft. The more I can think about how close I can get, depending upon my flexibility in my back, protecting my back. I'm gonna say that again, protecting my back, because it's super important. It allows me to develop the flexibility in my lower back, which protects me in the long run. Inhaling and exhaling. Hover, tabletop, lift. Last one, hover, scissor. And you know what, I cheated. We didn't do as many scissors, huh? It's all good. Go ahead, hydrate. Take yourself about a 40-second pause. While you're doing that, I'm going to explain our round 3. So, we have just 2 moves in this next move, in this next series. If you have that pillow or a ball or something that you want to place between your knees, this is a good time to grab it. So we're going to be doing glute bridges. We're going to keep the knees pressing against that pillow that's between our knees. So my grandson has my Pilates ball, so otherwise I have my blue ball. But I contract using my inner thighs to keep the knees together, keeping the pillow in place as I take my glute bridge. So shoulders are rolled down and back, belly is in, pelvic tilt. I'm going to drive right through my heels, keeping the inner thighs together, holding that pillow in place. And then I'm going to deconstruct down, right? So it looks pretty simple, right? We're going to do, first round is 50 seconds. Our second exercise, we're going to do a pillow toss. You heard me, because we can, right? At least I didn't say pillow fight. So your legs are going to lengthen. You're going to bring that pillow up. You're going to reach with the torso. You're going to pass that pillow. You're going to lengthen. Wherever that range of motion is safest for your lower back, right? Hip flexors are engaged again. Maybe a little heavy lifting, but I promise you this is just about our last one like this. So pillow toss, drop, pass, a little lift. So you'll see how all things work together, right? We're warming up the hips, getting the hips up, lower belly through those glute bridges, and then now we're going to do that pass. So we're going to go 50-40s. We're going to go 3 rounds of 50 glute bridge, 3 rounds of 40-second pillow toss. And then I think we're going to be into some of our last work, which is going to be a little bit more isolation work. So let us go ahead and start with a 50-second glute bridge. And if you want to add weights on top of the hips or into that glute bridge, make yourself at home. Feel free to do that. Make sure it's a weight that you feel comfortable with in terms of protecting the hips, yeah? So we're going to press up in 3, 2, 1. Roll that pelvis all the way up and come all the way down. Exhale as you press all the way up and inhale down. Up. No smacking the back down. Really try to deconstruct through that upper back. Fully lengthen at the top. Bring those hips to max contraction. Inner thighs should be active. You should be feeling this. If not, contract a little bit more. Hold that pillow a little bit tighter with those knees. You're about a little more than mid-set. Exhale up. You've got 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Bring those knees to your chest. Take that gentle rock right to left. You may be feeling like you need to do that, like I do. That's a good one. So ball or pillow is going to go between those feet now. We're going to start with that pillow toss. We're going to go just 40 seconds on this one. So even if your range of motion is more limited, honor your body. No small the back injuries. We ready? We're going to go lower. Come all the way up. Reach and lower. Up and lower. Good. Exhale up. So think about those pikes that we did in the warm-up. This is important. All works together. Bringing the chin to the chest takes the neck out of the equation. There it is. Lengthen, shake it out. We are going back to our 40-second, I lied, 50-second glute bridge, knees together. If you want to add weight, right at the hip is good. We're going to press up in 3, 2, 1. Drive to those heels, max. Max. Just feels good to get the sweat on, right, in this weather? So good. You can hold your hands in prayer prayer. You can take your hands down. I don't know, this tends to be my little home base here. Exhale up. Once again, make sure you're not smacking the back down. Really focus on the articulation of that back. You're already mid-set. Up. Up. You've got 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Let's go ahead and shake that off. We're going to go ahead and go into that pillow toss. We're going to go 40 seconds as planned. Bringing the pillow between those feet. And let's go ahead and lower. And lift, reach. Exhale as you bring your legs and your feet together. Last one. There it is. Woohoo! All right. I think we're on our last round. We're going to go 3 rounds of this one, right? As promised. I think that's what I said. Let's get our last round in like this, and then we're on to our last big series. So we're going to go with that glute bridge, pillow between the knees. Let's drive it up. Weight is in those heels. Just warming up the articulation of the smaller spine into that full tilt. Press. Exhale up. Bring those inner thighs. Make sure they're active. Really important for hip stabilization, inner thigh out. We've got to focus on the inner thigh muscles as well, right? So we have 5 muscles in our hip flexor series, and that inner thigh muscle is part of that. So when we're looking for hip stability, this is a great exercise, especially with the pillow, because it makes you more mindful. Just like we squatted in the beginning with that ball between the inner thighs, helps focus on the stabilization of those muscles that surround the knee. Inhaling and exhaling. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Guess what? Last round of our pillow toss. Go ahead. Bring the pillow to your feet. We're going to toss it. 3, 2, 1. Reach. Lengthen. Exhale up. Press the belly button back. Ooh, I almost lost my pillow. Even as those hands come up, make sure the shoulders are dropped. You'll know if you lose your ears. Couple more seconds here. Feeling it, right? You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen the body. Stretch it out. I always say wiggle it just a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and roll over onto our bellies. You're going to want this. So, elbows directly below the shoulders, right? Belly button is back towards the spine. Lengthening through the front of the torso, chin up. If you need more, press up, but make sure that the lower belly is still back towards the spine. You should have 0 discomfort in the small of your back. If you do, come back down, belly button reset, or press back to child's pose, reset, whatever your body needs. So, while you're stretching, maybe hydrate, we're going to go into our last series. We're going to do a single leg glute bridge. That means my left ankle is going to be crossed over my right quad. I'm going to take a full glute press. I'm then going to lengthen the leg and do a leg lift, a single leg lift. You heard me. I'm going to say, I think I had plenty of coffee. I think I'm just tired. So left ankle across that quad. You're going to press all the way up into your glute bridge, focusing on that right hip. You're going to deconstruct. You're going to lengthen that leg. You're going to come all the way up to lower, to place, to drive. So right leg, active only, 50 seconds. Then 50 seconds. Then 40s, and then 30s, and then we're gonna cool it off. Deal? So bring your best. I promise this is a good one. If you're feeling it in the hip flexor, just bend the knee. You don't need to keep, fully lengthen that leg. It'll lighten the load on your work. So we're gonna start nice and easy with that glute bridge. Make sure the belly button is back. Single leg, drive all the way up, belly button back. Lengthen that leg, take that lift. Lower and place. Drive, drop, lengthen, lift, lower, place, up. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale as you contract on either one of those moves. Last one, lift and place. Guess what? Two sides to every body. Let's take that single leg press. Press, drop, and lift. You can always take that left or that right knee off and just do a single drive to a single leg lift. If the weight of that right leg is too much on that left leg, just single it out, okay? Honor your body. This is the end of your workout with me. I know we did a lot of hip flex, lower belly, so make sure you hydrate lots of good electrolytes. I always say if you can, when you do a hard workout, try to avoid sugar for 24 to 48 hours. It'll allow the body to recuperate faster. No inflammation, right? Inhale, exhale, there it is. Guess what? Your right side got a nice rest. We're going 40 seconds, starting with that hip drive, single leg glute bridge, into that leg lift. Clock is on. We're driving 2, 1, press, lengthen, lift, lower, drop, press. I promise, home stretch this side. Exhale up, press. There it is, told you. Those of you who have taken classes with me know I always have a saying, it's just around the river bend. It's usually just like 4 more, I promise. Just when you want to quit, see if you can do 4 more. 4 more, and the clock usually goes. We're pressing in 3, 2, hats off. Up, lengthen, lift, drop. Press, lengthen, lift. This is a good one. Press. As I always say, leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you have any questions or you want recommendations as to what to work, know that we can always fit it in the classes. We're grateful that you're joining us at BreakOut, training at home, keeping yourself, avoiding that quarantine 15, right? We're already hearing the ads, all the surgical centers, weight loss centers. We can keep moving every day. Good for the mind, good for the body, good for the soul. Last one, this side, we're gonna switch it back. Last 30 seconds, it's gonna fly by, you guys. Way to press, press. Single leg, glute bridge. Starting with that right heel down, let's drop and press. Press, lengthen. Last 30 seconds. You've got this. And press, and drop, up. Exhale every time you, and if, once again, you need to go to single leg work, go to single leg work, taking the weight of that left leg off. Honor your body. Home stretch. You're down to 10 seconds. Exhale up, lengthen, press, knees, never on top, go underneath. Nice and easy, take that gentle rock right to left. This is my gift to you, a little mini massage, yeah? Nice and easy. Great work this morning, or whenever you choose to take this class. Let's go ahead and just drop those knees to the right and drop the knees to the left. See if you can allow that little deeper rotation into the small of the back now that we've got it nice and warm, right? Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing, breathing. Good. Let's go ahead and lengthen the right leg all the way down. Once again, left hand's behind, the hands behind the left knee, lengthening the right, stretching out that hip flexor on that right side, driving the right heel down into the mat. Shoulders should be down and back on that mat, chin towards chest. Let's go ahead and take that right hand to the outside of the left knee. Bring the left hand down to the ground. Try to keep the left shoulder down, and even as you take that rotation, stretching again into the hip, inhaling. As you exhale, see if you can bring your left knee a little closer to the mat, keeping the integrity of that left shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale. As you exhale, bring that left knee back across the body and let the hip rest open. That's your external rotation. Try to keep the shoulders down and back. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and lengthen that left leg. Let's bring the right knee in. Right knee comes up, clasping behind the knee, protecting the knee, lengthening the left leg. Try to keep that heel leg on the ground. Shoulders are rolled down and back, belly is in. Inhale. As you exhale, the left hand comes to the outside of that knee. Take that rotation. Try to keep the right shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale. As you exhale, see if you can drop your right knee a little closer to your mat. Inhale. As you exhale, bring that right knee back across the body. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your right knee back up towards the ceiling, and let's just go ahead and gently rock up. Let's go ahead and just take a nice little butterfly position. So belly button is back towards the spine, feet are going to come together, shoulders roll down and back, and just take the elbows and just gently open up those hips. Opening up the inner thigh, lengthening through this torso, driving the belly button towards your heels, yeah? Inhale. As you exhale, come on up. Bring the right foot right on over your left knee if you can. If you need to drop that right knee, that's fine too. But we're going to take one last little rotation. Right foot is over the left arm is going to wrap. You're going to sit into your right hip, stretching into that glute. Did a lot of good isolation work today. Drop into that hip. Take a rotation. Inhale. Good. As we exhale, guess what? We're going to free that right leg up and we're going to switch sides. Let's go ahead and release that right leg. You're going to drop that right leg down this time. That has an external rotation. Your left leg is going to cross over. If you can get the heel down, great. Most important piece though is making sure that we keep those hips nice and stable. You want them nice and balanced on the ground so you get the mat stretch out of that hip. Right arm is going to wrap around that left knee this time, taking that rotation. Again, trying to keep that left hip down. That's where we're going to get that good stretch in that hip. Inhale. Exhale, so you can rotate a little differently. A little more. Wrapping. Inhale. Exhale, come back to home base. Thank you so much for playing with me today. I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. It's going to be our first Saturday of August. Open to comments, reviews, all that wonderful stuff. Thank you for playing. Take care of yourself. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.